That's right, it's Friday, and that means it's time for the SPL. We are in week number 4, but let's kind of focus in on eUnited. We talked about changes, expectations, where eUnited might feel they are. We have to address it. Eonic is out, Genetics is in, playing from Europe. What do you think about that?
It's crazy to think about this situation. You pick up an EU player, but it does make some sense. Genetics is by far the best support free agent available. He has proven that he is an SPL caliber support. That's not in doubt. The problem is that he's at home in Europe, and obviously with the situation going on in the world right now, who knows when he's going to make it over to North America. But having talked to him and talked to the team, it's about 100 ping that he's playing on normally, so that's manageable. Obviously not ideal, but manageable for him. And it's a matter of how well he can start to synergize with this team. I think that Eonic, while not playing like the best support in the world, was certainly not the beginning and ending of eUnited's problems. So Genetics has to come in and be a part of a culture shift for this whole roster, in my mind. He has to be the catalyst for them.
Well, it's eUnited, a new look at eUnited up against Sanguine, who stand at 3-1, tied for second in the league. Game number 1, let's kick it off.
If Sanguine are going to continue playing as passive they are right now and just waiting for the fight to come to them, eUnited can do whatever they want.
Taiko drums connects and Shinto finds first blood on Herwin in middle lane. And maybe it's Sanguine considering rotating over towards gold. There are some pings. Maybe Netroid just wants to keep tabs on where this cooler is. The rest of Sanguine continue to get aggressive, looking for variety to meet the tier 1, and that sets up for their second kill. Genetics can't find anything in response. And I think Shinto, for a lot of people, is considered, that star player as a nice bounce from Netroid. Has to disengage after the ultimate comes out. He might need to keep on disengaging. Genetics and Scream all rolling up, and look how fast this Poseidon is. He's really starting to catch up with the Traveler's Doom Orb combination, plus that speed buff as well, but it doesn't end up bearing any fruit. In fact, Snoopy is stuck in a bad spot. He gets the beads forced out early, and Shinto gets kill credit. Nothing for eUnited is working right now as Wrong You forces the other 2 members to back. But they can't afford to stick around to try and look at this gold fury, so Sanguine continue to do enough to alleviate some of this pressure, and that's a big bounce from Netroid. The Suns easily guarantee the kill. I know Wrong You is nearby, but that's a nice solo kill for Netroid against Snoopy.
3 levels, now 2 levels in favor of the mid laner, Shinto. Raijin gonna have an insane power spike. The Ethereal Staff already online. He's gonna be even harder to kill than he once was. He's gonna get some more books online. I imagine there's gonna be a Soul Reaver. But eUnited on fire?
But look at what Variety's doing. He's posturing around the Fury, so Sanguine must think there's a fight there. And now Sanguine backing up. I don't think they recognize that this could happen at all. And
closer to 10, the HP 5, the MP 5, the additional power, it's so potent.
Variety getting aggressive early on. Genetics is already into the Skies ultimate. That was purely for the disengage. They get Variety out of there. Sanguine still grouped up in mid to threaten the tier 1 tower, while the rest of eUnited, 3 members strong, threaten the tier 1 there. And it looks like Sanguine are just going to straight up trade with them. They'll take the tier 1 and then threaten the tier 2 tower in mid. Variety comes in to contest. They turn on him, quickly burn him. Now they should be able to get the tier 2, but look how much faster eUnited are moving now. They're the ones threatening the left side Phoenix. So Yarkor and the whole squad start to back. They don't even grab the tier 2, but they're not going to get here in time if this Phoenix has already been burned. So they got to make someone pay on the back side, but Beads comes out. Genetics catches back up. They're fully retreating. Yarkor going to try and disrupt to help the squad catch back up. Sanguine really got to try and find some kills here, but Kraken is further disruption as Sanguine try and keep up the chase.
Showing presence on the opposite objective is such a mind freak, especially considering it was the Soul Laner, that there's no way that Sanguine know they're going for Fire Giant. Speaking of Fire Giant, it wears off.
Yeah, Panatom wants to try and get aggressive, does force a Fear No Evil. That gets the defensive ult out from Genetics in response, but now they know Scream is topside. Thunder Crash is aggressive, drops the Kraken on him, but that's a good Aegis from Shinto so he can immune all of that damage. The Suns come out from Netroid, that splits this fight in half, but eUnited are happy taking the top side. Variety goes in right towards Netroid, cuts him down to size. They're not done. Netroid, or rather Herwin, has leaped in aggressively. Can't find anything with that Uller Axe, but they have manufactured all this pressure they're currently working with. just trying to force it. eUnited are going to pull the Primal Fury again. They've got this sustained damage on these objectives to where they can feel comfortable starting up a slight gold lead now as well. They've made up for a lot of the experience deficit, but look at this play they're making with Genetics. He's heading over towards Fire again, and they're yet again going to try and trick Sanguine and burn the objective, and look how quickly they're bursting it. They don't even use Kraken for confirm, it's just to take it, and yet again Sanguine caught unawares.
That is some of the smartest play I've ever seen. I'm grinning ear to ear. Show minuscule presence around Gold Fury.
It's
all of
3D
Sanguine
chess.
have to rotate in. They immediately ult over to Fire Giant. That's so smart. The slash line for United, 1 in 5. It doesn't matter when you have 4,000 IQ to play the map as perfectly as they have been. They've already done a very good job. Sanguine, that is burning out a lot of time on this Fire Giant. Only a minute and 30 seconds left, but yep, here it happens again. Where you guys grouped up for, we're already on your other Phoenix.
And remember, they burn it so quickly because of this composition. Wow. I mean, even Scream provides good damage. It's a big ultimate for Panatom, though, on the backside that has separated Genetics away from his backline, and Yarkor continuing to push them out. Genetics is trapped back in. He will be the sacrificial lamb, but that's fine with eUnited. They got exactly what they wanted in that right side Phoenix. They'll strip some of the jungle, and they're fully retreating. The play is not actually happening there. He's the one that's being the covert agent. So they force Wrongyu to use the ult. Genetics does get grabbed and pulled back, but that's easy for him. That's a big fear no evil, though. That hits just about everyone on the side of eUnited. Does get good relics out. Irwin has no defensive relics available. He's a sitting duck. Kraken comes out to try and provide him some backup, but Panatom gets the kill. Now they turn to Variety way in the back line, but the Lord of the Afterlife lets him keep up the chase. Netroid does get Snoopy, but Variety gets Panatom, and now they turn back towards the Osiris. They move through the whirlpool, even with all those raging waters, and find one more kill under the Osiris.
Sanguine seems to have finally discovered what the weakness of eUnited's draft is, and it is team fighting. That's the first one we've seen past the 10-minute mark. Sanguine take it cleanly. Still only 2 kills on the side of eUnited. They find the return on a Panatom, but now Sanguine's in the driver's seat. Their builds are just about finished. They're going to be looking to get that 6th item or moving in towards some elixirs. Fire Giant should go uncontested. Scream doesn't have Kraken for a while. If they get any CC on him, he might fall.
Yeah, he doesn't have any defensive relics either. He's really just hoping he has the burn. And the answer is that he doesn't. It's a deicide for Sanguine. They should still be able to do this FG. Netroid's sticking behind on it, but everyone else is a bit low. They don't want to come inside the ring, so Scream has actually done enough. No, they're just resetting the aggro now. They should be able to grab the Fire Giant. The map back out again and potentially work around this To the Skies Horus ultimate. They just couldn't quite find it. Genetics has to disengage. He was in that choke point, was in a little bit of trouble, but he's okay.
If Sanguine's looking to start the fight around Scream, they've already missed the opportunity. Beads are back up.
Panatom finds a big ultimate. Frenzy comes out from Genetics in response. He's looking to try and chase down Panatom. Switches to Netroid, who's all alone, but he didn't bring any friends. Meanwhile, Snoopy has found a way to get back there towards Shinto in the backline and get a pretty critical kill. So now it's Variety's time to keep on diving. Has the thorns popped. Lord of the Afterlife as well, and he's daring Netroid to turn around and output some damage. Now the crits are starting to hit, but not for a whole lot. Snoopy now in range to start providing the damage. They force Netroid to use the Aegis. Finally has to use the dive bomb to get out, but now Hurwin's here. Hail of Arrows lands. That's big damage, but Netroid found the damage onto Hurwin in response. So it's a 2-for-1. This is still favoring eUnited. Well, it's eUnited starting up the objective because Netroid is over pulling off one of their favorite plays, which is having him break off to get Oni. And then when someone at eUnited has to defend a Phoenix, then Sanguine can take a favorable fight around FG. They seal a lot of their games this exact way. To the Skies, though, they're looking to cut off Netroid, rotating back out from getting the Fury. He does recognize it and saves the dive bomb, but he's all alone. They pop him easy, and Netroid is the one that drops first. Panatom has to disengage. Wrongyu comes back in. They drop Kraken at their feet to help out. They get thrown back in to the taiko drums from Shinto, but that's Variety. He's not the target that you're looking for. eUnited have punished Sanguine's signature play. The rest of eUnited control the vision now around the Fire Giant and can start this one up. But Sanguine, with the 4 members that are still left, are nearby. But look at these Oni waves. That's why getting the Oni Fury is so strong. It'll be threatening that left side Phoenix soon. So United have to step on the gas. They have to start up this FG and try and get something out of this trade, or else they could potentially be losing objectives on the map elsewhere for free. So they have the Fire Giant down low. Sanguine nearby. To the Skies, and the Kraken are enough to confirm. Variety alone and left gets Fear No Eviled by Panatom, so they get the punishing kill. But look at the left Phoenix. It's getting lower and lower, and there are more minions there to threaten. They can't find the backs either. This is exactly the kind of fight that Sanguine wanted to try and force that Phoenix down.
Snoopy gets there just in time to keep the Phoenix alive. That's rather lucky, but the fight does go Sanguine's way. Fire Giant, on the other hand, does go the way of eUnited, so that's going to stifle a lot of the aggression that Sanguine had. If Sanguine can deal with the waves without losing a single Phoenix, they should be favored on the defense simply because eUnited's draft is so single-target focused.
Look at Variety, though. He's not with the team. All of Sanguine have moved up into the jungle, and Variety is over in right near the wave. No, he doesn't have a minion there with him, but he can push this up. He's just going to walk in and start hitting the right side Phoenix, so Sanguine, knowing that he's not there, trying to get aggressive and taking the fight there instead. No one is backing to try and stop what Variety is up to in this right side Phoenix. He just gets the Phoenix. So Sanguine have got to find something on the back of this fight, or there's no way it's a favorable trade. But now it's to the skies. Everyone can just disengage.
Wow.
Here, Scream gets the kill onto Panatom even before the disengage comes through. And look where Variety is. He's still just chilling up near the Phoenixes.
With Enhanced Fire Giant, if no one wants to stop him, screw it. Variety's just going to go ahead and do it himself.
I'll take it.
One Phoenix down, second Phoenix at 50%. Now with the numbers advantage and Fire Giant, Rongyu hasn't been able to back. eUnited could end.
United could end, but they're stuck inside the sun. Doesn't matter to Scream. The Kraken gobbles Yarkor up easily. They are going to back up, though. They're not ready to start moving into this mid-Phoenix yet. They can finally threaten multiple points the right way. They'll send Heroin over to the left side Phoenix. The rest of the squad's already gotten mid, and suddenly this entire composition, the strategy from Sanguine has started to collapse. Only 3 members to defend the Titan, but it's too much damage from eUnited. It might have taken 53 minutes and 49 seconds, but they grabbed the victory in Game 1.
Well, Sanguine is looking to bounce back here in game number 2, and eUnited looking to take this set 2-0. Game 2, Finch will take us in.
The simplicity of the strategy, the eloquence of it is that no matter what, if they want late game, they're going to get there eventually.
Variety recognized that he's under pressure, has been pulled back in. The Typhoon is there too, and Sanguine make the gank happen over there in solo, and they really needed that to work. Or have eUnited now kind of created their own new one around Genetics, and that's what's going to prove superior, as Genetics looks for the pull but can't get it.
Genetics is a fantastic talking point as he finds some aggression out of Rongyu. Scream finds second blood rather. 23 to 22 is the gold. Sanguine's still slightly ahead, but that aggression from Genetics is something that is worth pointing out. He's playing on 100 ping. He's in Europe. Everyone else is playing from North America. Maybe that's why we saw a bit more of a passive play, a bit more cheeky strategic map play from Genetics last game. He wasn't quite comfortable playing on this ping. Now he's on the Hercules. We're really going to see how that affects him.
He's happy to get aggressive, and you just talked about how maybe they need to disrupt Panatom's farm. Well, this could be the moment to do it. A good Typhoon for him allows him to get out. And that's a great River's Rebuke, but somehow Variety gets up and over. It does get caught out by Shinto, though, who drops down the apple. This has been great Yamoja play, really, from Rongyu, and that might be what ends up killing Variety in the end, as Yarkor gets the kill.
Wow.
Credit for it. Another perfect pull back in. That was almost picture-perfect Yamoja play from Rongyu.
Sanguine's current play style, I imagine eUnited say, okay, well, our late game draft isn't bad. If they don't want to fight us, let's stop forcing poor fights around the enemy towers. Let's just go ahead and play for the late.
Crushing wave hits just about everyone there from Scream, but it's too late. The apple pops him for about 1 billion. Shinto gets Genetics there as well on the backside. Variety has found a big knockup, and the damage should be enough for Heroin to get the kill in the Panatom. You see that it is. So they make it a 2-for-1. They at least get something back, but another good fight for Sanguine on the back of aggression to United.
Snoopy now getting aggressed on himself, plays aggressively. Netrioid finds a solo kill for himself. Sanguine popping off, playing incredibly well, and it's off the back of that defensive positioning. Shinto finds a solo kill himself. What's going on? Netrioid says, okay, let me play defensively again, find that aggression, able to chase him out once that ultimate goes through. They're playing incredibly slow, and it seems like Eunited's just getting frustrated having to deal with it.
Might be. Everything they're looking for hasn't worked. That's included this solo lane. This has been one of the areas where Sanguine has been proactive this game, has been over in solo. Remember, Panatom, perhaps even than Shinto is. It'd be interesting to see how they end up lining up late game. This is good, though, from Genetics. They've got Rongyu trapped in the back line. Snoopy gets the kill. Maybe a bit of overkill there, too, as now the rest of Sanguine can reinitiate, knowing that basically all the ults are down on the side of eUnited. They make it a 1-for-1 support for mid, and that should favor Sanguine.
3 ultimates still available. Yarkor can lock down anyone that moves in. Now Variety has nothing left.
And that's a ton of damage from Netroid to start that fight off, and Variety can't handle all that extra power. Now it's Genetics that's in trouble too. A double kill for Netroid as the Uller starting to rear its head at this point in the game, and they're going to head right to the Primal, and there's no way eUnited can step in to try and contest Myth. This should just belong to Sanguine. And not to maybe like try and bring a Cloud to the picnic or something like that, but Sanguine do usually get off to good starts, but this could be where things start to collapse. Shinto in some trouble, has the Aegis to allow him to get away from all of the aggression, so even with 3 ultimates and 2 blinks committed in mid, they still couldn't get that kill onto Shinto. Good work from Wrongyu with the River's Rebuke, and they get him out of there.
Netroid now going to be on the backside, trying to see some aggression towards him. Scream doesn't have his ultimate available, but Snoopy's moving up.
Snoopy is moving up. They're getting aggressive yet again into Sanguine's side of the map. They got to be careful here. They've already used quite a few ultimates. Wrongyu is the early target, and that's left Genetics all alone in the back. Snoopy's gotten aggressive, trying to see if he can find the kill on the Wrongyu, but instead he's eaten an apple, and Shinto finds the kill, so Snoopy falls as well. That's the duo lane for eUnited removed. Sanguine pay them no mind. Now where will they head next? They will lose the tier 1 tower in solo, as Variety hasn't rotated out, but Whirlwind is all alone in the back of the map, and Yarkor comes for him with some help, and they get another kill.
This has been the story of game 2. Anytime eUnited look to find some aggression, they chase it out a little bit too far. Snoopy on the back camps alone gets collapsed on. Yes, you would have traded out your... Let's say he gets best case scenario there and he trades out his life for Wrongyu's. That's still a win for Sanguine.
It is still a win for Sanguine. Another win is forcing out Scream's beads. Another win might be locking down Variety. It's a big ultimate from him. He has the Rage transformation coming as well as he tries to get aggressive and look for the backline kill, but the apple was back up again, and Netroid gets the kill credits. They're still pulling the Fire Giant. They finally drop it. They can go for Pyromancer instead, the easier objective. But this has been a really clean game for Sanguine. Their aggressive plays worked in the short lane, and their defensive plays in their own jungle have worked as well.
Try and stop me, and eUnited can't. They're so far behind.
Now, this is not favorable for them at all. The River's Rebuke does isolate the fight, forces Genetics to go around the long way. Scream is lurking behind the corner, can't find the knockup. It is a good crushing wave to allow him to reposition, but the apple is waiting again. Shinto has been on the mark with these Discordia ultimates so far. What about Wrongyu? Can he find the escape? No, he's pulled right back in by Panatom, and Netroid is the chainsaw that's waiting to go to work. eUnited have not had an answer at all through the first 20 minutes, and now Sanguine are going to head to FG.
They will be able to get this tier 2 tower uncontested and back up and defend the Phoenixes, and that's a smart play.
To try and at least even things back up. But Variety isn't tanky enough not to get away from the Yarkor Panatom combo. Genetics does pull 2 members back in, but meanwhile the rest of Sanguine grab the tier 2 tower over and left. Now they're threatening the left side. Phoenix and eUnited still don't have everyone there. The River's Rebuke cuts off all the reinforcements, so a boulder comes over the wall, but Sanguine happily get their damage, regroup, and look to engage. Panatom can't find the pull, does get pushed back in. That's good work by Genetics. Whirlwind gets the kill credit, and the left side Phoenix is still healthy now. Yarkor taking a lot of extra damage from Snoopy. This is good work from eUnited to finally find some defense.
3 versus 4. Scream had to use his beads in that engagement and his ultimate. No ultimates available on the side of eUnited. The siege can't continue, especially considering Wrongyu's got plenty of healing. But it seems like instead they're going to back up, go for the more confirmed objective in the Gold Fury, wait till the squad's back alive. No reason to risk it when you're 10,000 gold in the lead.
The already narrow avenues that eUnited have in, as you mentioned, if you put them in a choke point and then say you're not allowed to come through this choke point, it makes things a lot easier for you when you're starting up this FG. But Yarkor's taking a good bit of poke on the front line. That's why eUnited are stepping forward to the River's Rebuke, cuts the fight off, but Variety gets blown up instantaneously. That is a good boulder. It brings Panatom down low, but Yarkor's ready for the reinitiation. They want the Hopwa, and Netroid now Divine with 9 in a row. Yarkor's got to get out of there. His HP pool is too low, but Netroid going hunting, finds the triple kill, puts Snoopy into the dirt as well. He's immortal at this point, and Sanguine don't need FG. They can just barrel right down mid.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go. I'm gonna go ahead and just say that's game. 5 strong.
Yeah.
All of them still completely healthy. Scream almost was able to turn around that fight had his ultimate come through. There was so many stacked up from Sanguine. Instead, Crushing Wave slams into a wall. Scream falls immediately. The fight falls apart from that point forward. And Sanguine don't care even a little bit about Genetics and move directly into the Titan.
This is a clean game win for Sanguine, and I think that this is kind of one of those wins that you can look forward to and say that this is why people think that Sanguine looks so strong.
Ryan, it's game 3. Sanguine, eUnited, both looking to come out with the win in our first set of this week in the SPL. John Finch, take it away.
And the dive from Variety, as good as Ganesh is, you aren't peeling that when he's up in bat out of hell. That's just gonna happen no matter what. So it's a question of how much can they sort of get away with before that, as Panatom is the target. And this is what we meant by that single target pick. They're able to lock down one dude, and not a whole lot you can do to get away from it. They might even get wrong you as well, as the Eonic desperately tries to escape, but that's a great ultimate from Scream. Pulls wrong you back, and they get 2 on the board.
Scream's already ready, a level up on Panatom as well. If an ultimate comes out from Naja, they're gonna die no matter who is hit.
There's yet another blue buff invade. Scream grabs Yarkor this time. The King Arthur comes right back down. Yarkor still clinging to life somehow for now, but he's stuck inside the blue buff pit. Gets some help actually with the shell, drops the Thundering Strike, and gets the turnaround kill of Genetics. At least gets something out of it, but Wrongview gets stuck in no man's land as well, and he ends up falling. And so far, eUnited have just overwhelmed Sanguine with these jungle fights. They've been stripping it away, so no need to dive, perhaps. Genetics has used the blink. That's good silence, though, from Wrongview. That prevented the push he was looking for. The apple comes through for Heroin, does find Wrongview and bring him down quite low. But now Variety's a bit isolated. Remember, this time, he doesn't have the bat out of hell to disengage, but there is no chase. They can't get to him. Meanwhile, Scream knew what he was there for. He's stuck on the buff and got it. Now he's up in the air with the Arcor, brings him back down. And what's waiting but Variety and the Watery Grave, all enough for Heroin to get one more kill, and Sanguine still, even with all these members they're bringing over, haven't been able to answer.
Now there's a dissync between the red and blue buff for eUnited. They don't have to worry about the invasion.
Here's that gank happening in the left-hand side that you were looking for onto Snoopy, and it ends up knocking him up. Netroid gets the kill.
Variety, gonna go ahead and go to that Pyromancer as you pointed out, and that's a good call. That's exactly what you do. If there's multiple people on the duo side of the map, you go ahead and move in towards the other objective, but that does open them up to a free gold crew.
Genetics drops down some help, goes to the Watery Grave, but just can't out-secure up against all that from Sanguine. They get the kill as well, so they do end up losing Pyro.
Or even the tier 2, since Variety's been keeping this lane pushed up so far. Sanguine have to defend their buffs if they don't want to continue to fall behind, but they have to be cognizant of the fact that if they lose the fight, it's a bigger deal now than it's ever been.
This is a big rotation over to right, isn't it? Sanguine are bringing a ton of people to come get Variety. He still has Bat of the Hell, which does help him escape a lot of the danger, and Sanguine won't chase. But Panatom has dodged the Windfire Wheels from Scream, evaded the ultimate. Yardcore's low. He can't afford to stick around. The Dharmic Pillars does good to slow down the disengage, but that apple coming through should delay a lot of the aggression. I say that, but it won't delay Shinto. He finds Scream. And what about Genetics? He gets pulled back in. Well played by Panatom to catch him out, so Genetics falls as well. And now they can't afford to do the FG. They gotta take some backs, and Snoopy is yet again split pushing away to grab the tier 1 and left. But a thing to sort of keep in your mind, if Yarkor and Variety aren't in the fight, it's basically an even fight, right? If not slightly in Sanguine's favor. So now the Variety is showing up. This is the kind of battle that eUnited want to take underneath this weakened tier 1. Scream finds a great target. It takes him up to the air. That was Netroid that he had grabbed, but even still it wasn't enough. The Watery Grave and the push don't do enough. He gets out of there, and Yarkor has sat on top of Snoopy for the kill. Now Scream is low. Panatom blinks in, can't get the pull, so Scream just barely gets out, and now Variety can re-engage. It's a healthy Kamazox that's suddenly in your backline, but he gets silenced out by Wrongview. Now Heroin has been taken up to the air, and Yarkor gonna keep right on spinning, sticking on him. Not quite enough for the kill, but the Thundering Strike cuts him down.
I've never seen a King Arthur so willing to continue attacking, and it continues now. Variety getting some aggression towards him.
But back into the fight here is Netroid. So there's 4 members of Sanguine and just a couple here from eUnited underneath the tier 1 tower as they're running out of cooldowns to escape. A 2-man pull from Panatom sets up from Yarkor to hit the fadeaway. But now he's in some trouble. Has Variety sticking on top of him, so he's got to try and find the heals. Dipping and diving, dodging around. He will eventually end up falling as Scream gets the last bit of damage. But the rest of Sanguine get the tier 1 tower, and we're starting to see these prolonged engagements favor the Chaos team.
This is exactly what I was talking about when I said that Sanguine play their own rules. Let's hold that thought as Scream finds another ult.
It's Wrongview this time. The Discordia Apple is there for good damage, but yet again, Scream's target lives through all the aggression. They do finally get that kill, but now have they committed a bit too far? It looks like finally they should be able to grab this tier 1 tower. I thought, but looks like it's not happening even yet again. Sanguine pushed them back out, even down 4v5, because the members of eUnited are just too low to stick around. Sanguine are just grouped up around a tier 2. They're not willing to just step right on in, though. This might be what eUnited finally have wanted, is Sanguine getting to be the aggressors, and maybe eUnited can play a little bit of that counter initiation and have some windfire wheels that actually can get followed up on. But Genetic steps too far forward. He has been caught out. The Apple doesn't really find anybody, and Netroid gets the credit for the kill onto Genetic. So Sanguine now have the 5v4, and they don't have to worry about this Kuzenbo anymore. They head right back to start up the FG.
But look at Panatom's positioning on the back end. He knows that they're going to move up to defend it, and he wants to get behind the fight.
Yeah, Variety's done. Nice setup, buddy, but Variety's already lost his life by this point, so the Fire Giant will go down in favor of Sanguine. He just cannot afford to step in that far by himself, and he ends up dying instantaneously. And Sanguine now starting to look clean, but Sanguine still approaching things a bit slowly on this left-hand side. Not quite ready to step in. Now they pop the Frenzy. That's the go button. Variety comes to the backline as well, so Shinto gets some help from Netroid of all people. They put in good damage and force him to leave. Meanwhile, Yarkor goes right for Snoopy. Knows there's no beads. Get the Aegis too and force him up onto the horse. And that's left Genetic all alone as the frontliner in the back, and the rest of Sanguine shred him easily. But now it's Scream's turn to come in, but he misses the Windfire Wheels, so he's stuck in no man's land, the DMZ, and they shut him down. Left side Phoenix falls as well, and Sanguine can start to retreat.
I think if Sanguine is on the screen, it is itself a Vamos moment. They got Fire Giant, Vamos Sanguine.
Right, that's a Vamos moment if I've ever seen one. What if they can keep right on moving, looking for Genetics? There was a good backline dive. Look how low Shinto is. Someone has got to get back there to help my man out, but Genetics finds a way to get the job done. Now Scream is low in the back. Can't quite get to Panatom, but another kill did show up for Variety. They got rid of Netroid. All the damage has been taken care of on the side of Sanguine. United, if they can regroup and heal up, might finally be in a good spot.
Variety goes full Into mode, jumping into the blue buff. What was a favored fight for eUnited turns into a more even fight, and that's why the fight doesn't go their way. That's the first time that eUnited's been able to split up Sanguine, and maybe that's the key to success that we haven't seen yet. If you can maybe force separate fights, that's where you're favored. I take it back. You're not favored. Don't fight them alone.
No, not.
Snoopy is back alive as well. The only ultimate used was that golden apple, but Scream's dead, so Sanguine's favored.
Just turned back around in favor of Sanguine yet again as Scream can't live through. Snoopy is finding some good shots here, though. If they can lock down Panatom, maybe they can turn things back around. But Panatom pulls a Houdini, gets the escape act. But now they're stuck in the Suns as well. Are eUnited. They step back in and force the leap away, but Snoopy gets the kill. But now what can Wrongview do to try and get some lockdown? Shinto has the flames burning. Netroid gets the kill. Genetics at least makes Shinto pay for it, but it's a double kill now for Netroid. Just her win for the next 30 seconds to defend.
How heroic do you think Tyler's feeling right now? I bet he's feeling pretty good on this defense. His Titan's burning pretty quick. 3 stacks from Sanguine. You know what? Yeah, he's got ult. Let's go. Vamos, hurry wins. Well,
cannot make it happen.
That's game.
Yeah, not with that ult, not hitting. Herwin, though, could still have a chance. Yarkor's quite low, and hey, maybe you memed a little bit too early there, Mifflin. Herwin, indeed, is able to make the defense happen. Can't find this secondary kill. Throws out the Unruly Magic. It takes a ton of damage from Dartmouth Killers, but he's got to get back and defend the actual Titan. There are still minions here. Now he's got some help coming in from Scream, though. They should be able to keep this base healthy and make Sanguine work for one more time. So United now pushing up into the jungle. See if they can catch anybody all by themselves. As a group, they're going to transfer over to the solo side jungle, but that's where Sanguine are, all as a big group. So we are just going to potentially have another 5v5. I don't know if Sanguine recognize that they're all back here. No one's facing that way. The dive bomb comes out early, so Snoopy hops up onto the horse to put out good damage. Shinto is low. The shell was there to keep him alive. It takes all 3 shots, but Shinto gets a double before he dies. That's huge work to take care of Scream and Snoopy and still be able to survive. That was a late game gambit from United that didn't quite work.
I like that play from United, and if it goes completely ballistic, if United just take the fight cleanly, that would have been game. It's a huge risk play, but it comes out in favor of them.
This is exactly to your point, right? Because they don't have everyone here for DPS, United are able to come in and find another kill on the back of it. They get rid of Netroid. Now because of that, Fire Giant's not going down. So I think you're right. I mean, maybe it is a 2-for-1, so that favors Sanguine mathematically, but in terms of what it allows Sanguine to do on the map, it has stalled a lot of their momentum. So
United have to defend these Phoenixes. They know that Variety's on the opposite side of the map, but they also know that Teleport's available, so that's why we're seeing some hesitation come out from Sanguine on the engagement.
Yarkor loops around the back. They want Genetics. Even with the Thorns, there's just too much damage. He cannot defend. Yarkor takes a lot of punishment, though. But Netroid's doing more. Variety teleports in to his immediate death. He basically arrives inside a coffin, and now a good Dharmic Pillars means that Panatom can lock down Snoopy, and suddenly it's just Scream and Heroin left. Scream gonna try and blink in, at least get one kill, but there's nothing there for him. This could be a almost Sanguine moment as they look to take care of eUnited.
Well, I'm not willing to count him out just yet. That's Tyler over there. That's Hurrywin. He's deflected these before, and he could do it again so long as Yarkor doesn't stop him, and he won't. That's one step down. Good luck, Sanguine. Vamos moment? We'll see.
I'm happy to say that it is at this point. They drop down the Suns. Heroin cannot do enough to fight literally all 5 members, and Sanguine close out the set 2-1 here.